Well, good afternoon and welcome to my backyard. Although if you're on the West Coast, it's still morning, technically. My name is Sunny Jim, and it's great to be here with you. Thank you for all the requests. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know where you're from. It's always fun to see where we get people from. This first request goes out to my friend Jeff Kabinski. He told me this is the first song of mine he ever heard. You picked a good one, Jeff, to hear for the first time. Here we go then. Some kids say they'll run away, gonna join up with the circus. But the big top never did appeal to me. I knew my landlocked small town white bread life held another purpose. So I made a vow that one day I'd break free. And then I wrote a letter to my mama, told her not to cry, but I needed an adventure or I surely would go crazy. I would be a good boy, I would be back by and by. And then I ran away to join up with Blackbeards Navy. From my treetop crow's nest, I can see a schooner in the dawn. Hoist the bedsheet main, we're gonna chase that treasure down. Ropes swing aboard the boat and then, oh, the battle it rages on. Although a cardboard cutlass hardly makes a sound. The little pirate was a wild man, carrying the day. Though through the burning rigging, my memories are kind of hazy. I do recall a legend, he was made captain, then they say, the little pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. Across the blue horizon until we fall off of the world, or we meet with Davy Jones below the sea. Man those cannons and clear the decks, send a lookout up above. It's the pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. I've seen hurricanes and I've seen stranger things in many years at sea. I've seen ghost ships sailing silently along, and I've had cannibals and pirate queens both chasing after me. Those things that do not kill us, they make us strong. Lessons learned by living in a world of make-believe. I was strengthened by the spirit that it gave me. And the man who's been around this world and sailed the seven seas was once the pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. Across the blue horizon until we fall off of the world, or we meet with Davy Jones below the sea. Man those cannons and clear the decks, send a lookout up above. It's the pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. I was the pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. The little pirate boy who sailed in Blackbeard's Navy. You know, every time you sing a song, the way you learn songs, the way I learn songs is it's a story from beginning to end. And every time I sing a song, I flash these mental images to myself, or the song brings them on. And a funny thing about that song is, talking about, wrote a letter to his mom saying, you know, I'll be home soon, or I'll be back by and by. When I was probably about 6 years old, maybe 5, my brother and I decided to run away from home in San Antonio, Texas. And we told our mom, we can't take this anymore, we're leaving. So we got our little red wagon, and we put all our favorite toys in it. And my mom was so understanding. She made us peanut butter sandwiches and, you know, maybe a little box of milk or something. And she said, okay, well, good luck, you know, right when you get work. And she sent us on our way. So I remember distinctly rolling down the driveway, pulling that wagon behind us, and just being so excited about the possibilities of everything to come. And we made a right on the street on Windsor Drive there in San Antonio, and we got down to the corner, and we weren't allowed to go across that street without Mom or Dad with us. And so we knew we couldn't go any further. We'd reached the end of our horizon. And we sat down and ate our peanut butter sandwiches and went home. All of that comes to me in that brief little, that one little line. Oh my gosh. God rest you, Mom.
Bob says, because 7 Mile Beach is empty right now.
All right. Well, my friend Bob is recommending I do postcards from 7 Mile Beach to the 7 Mile Beach song. When I moved to Grand Cayman, it actually had seasons, tourism seasons down there. And in the summertime, you had the beach to yourself. You know, the locals would come out on the weekends. But for the most part, you know, you owned the beach for about 3 years, from 88 until 91. And then the cruise ships started coming heavy, and, you know, we lost that little once-in-a-lifetime window there. Well, here's a song that I wrote for the Cayman Islands National Song Festival, and I didn't win, thank goodness, because there was a girl that had entered the Miss Cayman pageant who was born in Cayman but was raised in Jamaica the year before they had this song festival. And she had won, and she had won a car, and somebody torched her car. So I was glad I didn't win, because I'd paid $325 for my first car, and that's what Adela liked most about me, was my cool car. It was all Bondo and primer spray paint and orange. She could hear me coming from miles. So we're going back to 7 Mile Beach right now. On 7 Mile Beach I went out walking today, out where all the tan gods and the sun bunnies play. And I watched the sailboats sailing and the walkers stroll. The kids out on the beach were playing rock and roll. The sun was so warm and the water so blue, I knew all along it was the right thing to do. Paradise within reach, down at 7 Mile Beach. There were treasures from the sea there washed up on the shore. Every little wave just brought me more and more. And everyone I talked to had such good things to say about leaving work and coming to Grand Cayman to play. Where it's always good to see you, so come back again. Where no one is a stranger, everyone is a friend. Paradise within reach, on 7 Mile Beach. Magic castles in the clean white sand, old and new loves walking hand in hand. Turquoise waters like you've never seen, and the Cayman sunset, well, it's an artist's dream. Feels like paradise, looks like paradise. It's paradise within reach, on 7 Mile Beach. paradise within reach, down on 7 Mile Beach. Magic castles in the clean white sand, old and new loves walking hand in hand, turquoise waters like you've never seen, the Cayman sunset, why it's an artist's dream. It feels like paradise, and it looks like paradise. It's paradise within reach, down on 7 Mile Beach. On 7 Mile Beach I went walking today, out where all the tan gods and the sun bunnies play, and I watched the sailboats sailing and the walkers stroll. The kids out on the beach were playing rock and roll. The sun was so warm and the water so blue, I knew all along it was the right thing to do. Paradise within reach, down on 7 Mile Beach. It's paradise within reach, on 7 Mile Beach. No beach anywhere prettier. It's paradise within reach, on 7 Mile Beach. Memories, talk about memories flooding back. I remember getting up early in the morning and running down the beach with my dive gear to go diving with my buddies on the working dive boats. I had a lot of friends who were dive masters and boat captains. And 7 Mile Beach, unbelievable. Well, here's Adela's request. We're going to start with this one early. I wish I had $1 for every time I said I wish I had $1. I wish I'd kept a nickel every time that I had found a hidden dime. I wish I had a reason for each reason that I've given you for leaving. Oh, girl, if I don't call you, it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. I wish I'd have kept my old guitar. It would be worth a lot today. Or I wish I'd have never bought it, 'cause then I would not have ended up this way. See, I've traded in the one I love for a love of a different kind. So, girl, if I don't call you, it's not because you ain't been on my mind. And sometimes I get so lonesome that I forget just why I'm here. I know that you could heal me up if I would just put that telephone to my ear. But for you to hear me now would give you false hope so unkind. So, girl, if I don't call you, it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Each letter that I read from you comes from a place that's farther and farther away. And in between the lines I read the things that you really mean to say. That you're letting go so slowly now, that other place and time. So, girl, if I don't call you, well, it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. And I wish I had an answer for each question that my silence brings to you. And I wish that you might understand that there's nothing else I feel like I can do. So I'll try and spread the word around so you know I'm doing fine. And you will know if I don't call you, it's not because you ain't been on my mind. Oh girl, if I don't call you, it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Can you hear the birds singing along?
So,
They're very happy.
it's snowing and 20 degrees, I guess, in Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh. My friend Art in Pittsburgh has just told us that it's 20 degrees and snowing.
Chill factor 20s.
Oh.
So we've got people tuning in from Calgary,
People in Calgary,
Isle of Wight,
Isle of Wight. Oh, that's Roxanne.
Norway,
Stali in Norway. Yeah, brother.
Myrtle Beach,
Myrtle Beach. That's like Norway.
Carolina, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Man, we got people from everywhere. Colorado.
Grace wants to hear Zen of Rain.
Yeah, I can do that. Grace, this is just for you. We were supposed to get some rain last night, but we didn't get any. I was talking to John Patty on the telephone. He lives about 25 miles north of me, and he got rain, but we didn't get it down here. And I like it when it rains, and we're heading into the rainy season here, so it'll bring my yard back to life, make all my plants that we've worked so hard to trim back in quarantine, make them all grow again. Here we go with the Zen of Rain. The weatherman had seen it coming. He used his radar early warning, but the TV was the first to go, and we didn't have a radio. She smiled and not a word was spoken. We kept the doors and windows open. Lightning danced before our eyes, and that was when we realized we were listening and learning from the Zen of Rain. She lit the candles, she and me. We drank the last cup of our tea. The rain was really coming down. It made a singing kind of sound. It's a sound that washes over you, whispers something very true. It's useless now to try and run, to do those things you can't get done. A shower or a hurricane, a monsoon or a gentle rain. If you listen, you can hear it. It's the Zen of Rain. Listen to the Zen of Rain. Listen, 'cause there it is again. Listen, just let your mind wash clean. Listen, that's the Zen of Rain. Well, tonight a mother holds her child and feels her heartache deep inside. Her teardrops softly brush his head as she lays him gently in his bed. The thunder calls from far away. It makes her think of future days. He'll be a man and fully grown, holding children of her own. He'll be a man and fully grown, and holding children of his own. Her tears turn into tears of joy for the future of her baby boy. He'll have his time under the sun, but some days then the rain will come. Tears of love from heaven, that's the Zen of Rain. Listen to the Zen of Rain. Listen, 'cause there it is again. Listen, let your mind wash clean. Listen, 'cause that's the Zen of Rain. Listen, that's the Zen of Rain. If you listen, you can hear it. If you listen, you can hear it. If you listen, you can hear it. Maryland, South Dakota, Oregon, Kentucky.
And somebody requested Shady Lives.
Oh, let's do that one.
I'm good with it.
I've written so many songs for friends or inspired by friends. I have a couple coming up for you here in a minute, but this next one is inspired by people that I met who were friendly on the outside, but were bad people on the inside. This is called Shady Lives in Sunny Places. Perched on a bar stool by the Caribbean Sea, he was tanned and rested, relaxed as he could be, sipping fine wine, flirting with a waitress, staying in a suite on the hotel's VIP list. A lot of money is coming in, a lot of money is going out. He's never too specific on how it comes about. He's lived in lots of places, so he talks a good game, but there's something kind of fishy in the way he says his name. Shady lives in sunny places. Everybody's got tales to tell. High stakes and poker faces. Living lies but living well. When it's other people's money buying his social graces and his shady life in this sunny place. He's got a shady life in a sunny place. She was a money-making wizard, stock market queen, living large, living big, the American dream. Washed the millions overseas till it was squeaky clean again. She bought a brand new face and a brand new name. Nobody saw it coming until the money disappeared. Now they're all comparing notes saying things were getting weird. She bought a condo on the beach, her lifelong ambition, on a Caribbean island where there's no extradition. Shady lives in sunny places, where the past is so much smoke. Two sets of books and two faces. Only now it ain't no joke. When revenge waits in the alley and the darkness hides his face. Oh, it's a shady life in the sunny place. You cannot hide in a sunny place. Started in Jamaica, little sailboat full of pot, romantic life and easy money, 'cause he never got caught. The cocaine made him rich beyond his wildest dreams. The killings made it all come apart at the seams. Now he got one eye on the front door, one eye on the back, a pistol in his pocket, a machete in his pack, and he knows they're gonna get him, he says, not without a fight. Mops his face up with a bar towel, closes for the night. Shady lives in sunny places where the past is close behind. Hey, when it all came together, it was such a good time. Now death rides on a bicycle and the darkness hides his face. Oh, it's a shady life in a sunny place, and you cannot hide in a sunny place. Shady lives in sunny places where the past is close behind. Hey, when it all came together, ooh, it was such a good time. Now revenge waits in the alley and the darkness hides his face. Oh, it's a shady life in a sunny place, and you cannot hide in a sunny place. My sister just joined from Sweden. Hello, varste good? Ja, cooking the chicken in the chickadoo. I hope she's laughing. I hope she's not mad at me for making fun of her accent. Also, I think maybe one of my first bandmates ever, Rux Simpkins. Are you out there? Send us a note, Rux and Carol, if you're listening from out in California. Oh, Captain Phil and Nicola are here. All my favorite people are here. This is great. Thanks for spending your afternoon with me. And again, if there's something you want to hear, even if I didn't write it, you just let me know. All right. Something for my sister. I haven't done that. Let's do that one. Melissa, Melissa, this is just for you. If I could just remember the first line, I'd be doing good. Here we go. Thank goodness I have a good producer back there. Remembers my words for me when I forget. Sounds like a Steve Goodman song. Well, I was kind of enjoying the intro, actually. Oh, dear mother and dear father, you have taught me how to live. Plan for your tomorrow. Give today all you can give. Love takes work and love takes play, but love gives most of all. And you've woven me a tapestry of love since I was small. I would do the same for you. Oh, there is no greater truth. For a life is like a spool of thread, unwinding till the end, woven in a cloth of time, of family and friends. I've been blessed with a silver thread that runs so close to mine. Now in my life you're that silver thread, forever may you shine. Oh, my friend, you found the right words to end my darkest night. You drew laughter from my sadness, and you pointed out the light. And you were patient with my madness, made me see my heart would mend. Now I bless the day that I could count you as my friend. I would do the same for you. Oh, there is no greater truth. For in life is like a spool of thread, unwinding till the end, woven in a cloth of time, of family and friends. And I've been blessed with a silver thread that runs so close to mine. Oh, in my life you're that silver thread, forever may you shine. I've been blessed with a silver thread that runs so close to mine. Oh, in my life you're that silver thread, forever may you shine. Gulf. We got Bahamas in here today. That's awesome.
So we got, of course, Canada.
Sweden. Sweden is here.
And Kevin in Minnesota wants to hear it's working down.
All right, Kevin in Minnesota. Good choice. It's actually kind of warm here today. I would say it's probably 87 or so. But we do have a nice little breeze. You can see the palm trees moving around a little bit. The birds left. No, that's not an owl. That's a dove. This is a song off my latest album, The Still Summer Somewhere, about a girl who decides that she gets sent down to an island somewhere for work and decides, I think I could live here. Quite a common thing. This is called I'm Working Down Here. Thanks, Kevin. I met her on the beach just as the sun was going down. And I invited her to stay, and she said I'd love to stick around. We talked about the day, we both thought about the night. She said she had the weekend and an early Monday flight. Steel drum music playing in the background, soft and low. The dancers were all swaying as the rum began to flow. Work brought her to the island, but her working day was done. Now she said I'm ready for some work-related fun. I'm working down here, she said. She flashed a little smile, shook her pretty head, said I'm working on my tan. She said I'm working on a buzz. I'm working on a little thing between the two of us. So order up some rum drinks, don't you leave me here alone. 'Cause I'm working on a way to tell my friends I won't be home. I'm working down here, she said. I'm working down here, she said. She said I like how bright the stars are once the sun has finally set. Those city lights back home make that too easy to forget. And the air here is so fresh, really makes you feel alive. I've been walking everywhere down here. I never have to drive, and our office has $1 million view across the bay. I'm working on my options now, so maybe I can stay. But I think that if I moved here, I'd become the real type A. Because lately all I'm thinking about is working night and day. I'm working down here, she said. And she gave a little laugh and shook her pretty head. Said, I'm working on my tan. She said, I'm working on a buzz. And I'm working on a little thing between the two of us. So order up some rum drinks, don't you leave me here alone. 'Cause I'm working on a story for my friends when I get home. I'm working down here, she said. I'm working down here, she said. That's what she said. She said, I think that if I moved here, I'd become a real type A. Because lately all I'm thinking about is working night and day. And it's working, she said. She flashed a little smile. She shook her pretty head. She said, I'm working on my tan. She said, I'm working on a buzz. And I'm working on a little thing between the two of us. So order up some rum drinks, don't you dare leave me alone. 'Cause I'm working on a way to tell my friends I won't be home. And it's working, she said. I'm working, she said. I'm working, she said. Oh, lovely. Let's do that. So this next song, speaking of writing songs for friends, is one that I wrote for a friend who went to Key West, I don't know how many years ago, quite a few years ago now, and decided she liked it so much that she wasn't ever going to go back home to Pennsylvania. And she told me she has a sign on her back porch that says, it has a pair of flip-flops nailed to it. It says, change your shoes, you just might change your life. And I thought that was a line for a song, so I had to write a song about that. It's called Floral Prints and Flip-Flops, and it goes like this.
Who's it for?
It's for my good friend Lois. Mwah. Oh, from Roxanne. From Roxanne. Let's do this. She makes her empty drink a maraca as the band plays an island groove. There's lots more music down Duval Street, but she really doesn't want to move. She's hearing music in a new way, and she's hoping that it goes all night. She never knew that if you change your shoes, you just might change your life. She's wearing floral prints and flip-flops, got her bikini in her old backpack. She went down to Key West town, she never really did come back. Back in Pennsylvania, there's lots of friends and there's family. But a rent-a-car road trip to Florida showed her everything she needed to see. She was singing across the Sunshine Skyway, all across Tampa Bay. But her life was changed when the top came down, headed south on A1A. She's wearing floral prints and flip-flops, her bikini in her old backpack. She went down to Key West, she never really did come back. She loves the sunsets from a bar stool, the slow drive up through the Keys. She's sending selfies home from her telephone, saying this is where I'm meant to be. Wearing floral prints and flip-flops, got her bikini in her old backpack. She went down to Key West, she never really did come back. Floral prints and flip-flops, her blue bikini in her old backpack. Lois went down to Key West, she never really did come back. She went down to Key West, she never really did come back. She flew the nest to Key West, never really did come back. Oh, Lois, I hope you're safe over there. I hope you have enough wine and ice to get you through.
So we've got Kenny from Scotland,
Kenny from Scotland. Welcome.
Boston area, Lake Charles.
Boston area, Lake Charles. Man, we're covering the whole map today. This is awesome.
Nicola wants to hear Captain Jack.
We'll be doing this, every Friday. And I specifically timed it for this time so that my friends in Scotland and my sister in Sweden and my friends in Isle of Wight and wherever else you are on that side of the big ditch could join us. So I have a request from way down south near Venezuela, down near Trinidad, a little tiny island called Canouan, K-A-N-O-U-A-N. My friend Captain Phil and Nicola are down there listening in. And Nicola made this request that I would like to play for you right now. Written by my dear friend, Mr. Jim Morris, the late Mr. Jim Morris, and one of my favorite songwriters of all time. He could tell a story, paint a picture with just a handful of words. He was a brilliant man. And he used to do this a lot, point the finger. This is a song about a guy who is a fishing guide down on Pine Island and wanted to become a writer. And it's actually based on a real person, a real writer, very successful writer named Randy Wayne White. And Jim told Randy, or when Randy heard that this song was about him, he said, "Why did you paint me as a failure?" And he said, Jim said it was a much more interesting story. Which is true. And then Randy said, "Well, Jim, I'm going to put you in my next book." I won't tell you what he was going to be doing. It's a family show. You get the idea. This is called Captain Jack is Coming Back. Ah, the wind is blowing 30 knots from the northwest again. You know, if I were a sailor, I'd swear there ain't no wind. And these cold fronts scare the tourists, the fish sure disappear. It's hard to find a client, and I'd just soon find a beer. I gotta get myself together, I've been coasting for too long. I got a midnight buzz at 9 a.m. and I'm feeling mighty strong. Gotta get myself together, when I do beware, 'cause old Captain Jack is coming back, I swear. I'm just working on my boat, waiting for the calls. I'm living the life of a writer, but most days I don't write at all. So I'm fishing for my living, I'm waiting for the words, My muse ain't so amusing, it's a voice I've seldom heard. I gotta get myself together, I've been coasting for too long. I got a midnight buzz at 9 a.m. and I'm feeling mighty strong. Gotta get myself together, when I do, beware, old Captain Jack is coming back, I swear. Well, the old pros, they laugh about me, say I've lost my touch, say I'd fish a whole lot better if I drank about half as much. And I get so damn tired of people, all the things they say. I'll move closer to bad weather, I'll just live alone someday. I gotta get myself together, I've been coasting for too long. I got a midnight buzz at 9 a.m. and I'm feeling mighty strong. Gotta get myself together, when I do, beware, old Captain Jack, he's coming back, I swear. Captain Jack, he's coming back, I swear. Thank you very much. We just had a special guest listening in. Did you get any pictures of him?
No, he flew.
You got too close. Should have zoomed. We had a big, very dark lizard, probably 7 inches long or so. He was this big, huge. He had big, gnarly teeth. Here's another one of Jim's songs. This one's going on my next CD for sure. For sure. By the way, I spent my day yesterday building a new desk for my recording studio. Garage. Okay, it's in my garage. But, I should get starting to work on this CD like tonight, tomorrow. So keep your grapes peeled for that. I don't know what it's going to be called. Yeah, anybody? The quarantine tapes. So here's a song that kind of probably fits for right now. It was written in the late 90s after the economy dropped and a lot of people who were used to having money didn't have so much money. And Jim Morris thought, well, I wonder what those guys are going to do. And he wrote this song in response. If you know about it, there's a wonderful place up on St. Pete Beach, 100-year-old hotel called the Don Cesar. Very shishy. This is called I Live in My Car at the Don Cesar. I live in my car at the Don Cesar. Just might stay the rest of my days. Security's lenient, the beach is convenient. That's where the big money stays. Never have to worry about riffraff. They attract such swank clientele. Elegant folks with distinction and money. The atmosphere suits me quite well. Housekeeping folks bring me towels and soaps, but I don't make too many demands. Don't need very much, I don't want to go broke. I just want a sunny spot to work on my tan. So I live in my car up at the Don Cesar. Just might stay the rest of my days. Security's lenient, the beach is convenient, and that's where the big money stays. Needed a place that would suit me. Never really meant to trespass, no sir. Since everyone's gotta be someplace, I just chose a place with some class. Oh, these fancy hotels can be expensive as hell, but I've got better plans for my cash. Don't really need any mint on my pillow. I've got a pound of M&Ms on my dash. 'Cause I live in my car at the Don Cesar, just might stay the rest of my days. Security's lenient, the beach is convenient, that's where the big money stays. I've got my eye on this red-headed barmaid. I hear she thinks I'm real sweet. Perhaps I'll invite her to tailgate for cocktails, maybe even spend the night on my back seat. 'Cause I live in my car at the Don Cesar, and I just might stay the rest of my days. Security's lenient, the beach is convenient, that's where the big money stays. Yeah, that's where the big money stays. Oh, that's where the big money stays.
Melissa wants to hear John Prine.
All right. Well, let me take this opportunity to thank you for joining me this afternoon on this beautiful day here. Let's see. I had a request for a John Prine song. You know, I was doing my Tuesday night show right here on this very patio with my good friend, Mr. John Patty, when we got the news that John Prine had passed from the coronavirus and complications. And that was a tough one for me because he was one of my big inspirations. I remember his very first album really turned my eye towards songwriters. He was different than anybody else out there and just wonderful. So if you're not familiar with that album, it's just simply called John Prine. And let me grab a pick that I dropped just in case. I've got some. Let me grab a pick that I dropped just in case. Have a little toast with some water. Here's a John Prine song that I've never heard anyone else do. And here's a funny little story to go with it. I had worked up a version of this with my invisible band down in Grand Cayman. And who should be coming to spend their honeymoon but John and Fiona Prine. And I was out at my pool bar, and I had gone over to them and said, hey, you know, I'm a fan, and if there's anything you need while you're here or any recommendations, just let me know, because, you know, I was trying to be nice without being intrusive. And so I was back at my post by the pool bar singing away, and I'm thinking, do I do the John Prine song? Do I do the John Prine song? He probably would have loved it. He'd been tickled by it, but I didn't do it. So I'm going to do it right now. And this is one I've thought about putting on probably my last 4 albums, but it just didn't fit. Maybe the time is right. I'll do a couple of them for you, but this is called My Mexican Home. Well, it got so hot last night, I swear, couldn't hardly breathe. Heat lightning burned the sky like alcohol. I kicked off my shoes, sat outside on the old front porch, and we watched as the headlights raced to the corner of the wall. Mama dear, your boy is here so far across the sea, waiting for that sacred coal that burns inside of me. And I feel a storm, all wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. Oh my God, I cried, it's so hot inside. Why, you could die in the living room. Put the fan in the window, prop the door open with a broom. And that cuckoo clock has died of shock. In the windows they felt no pain. Oh, the air is as still as the throttle on a funeral train. Mama dear, your boy is here so far across the sea, waiting for that sacred coal to burn inside of me. And now I feel a storm, wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. Oh. Mama dear, your boy is here so far across the sea, waiting for that sacred coal to burn inside of me. And now I feel a storm, all wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. My daddy died on the porch outside on an August afternoon. I sipped rum with a friend and we cried by the light of the moon. So it's hurry, hurry, step right up, a matter of life and death. Oh, the sun going down and the moon, she just a holding her breath. Mama dear, your boy is here so far across the sea, waiting for that sacred coal to burn inside of me. And now I feel a storm, oh, wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. It's approaching my Mexican home, approaching my Mexican home. Another one that was on that first album, which is simply a classic. John Prine wrote this apparently when he was in London reading the newspaper and he missed an old friend. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me and my kids, they're all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it weren't so expensive, I'd wish I were dead. Sign bewildered, oh bewildered, bewildered. You have no complaints. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, you won't believe this. My stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend, she tells me it's all in my head, but my stomach, it tells me to write you instead. Sign noisemaker. Oh, noisemaker, noisemaker. You have no complaints. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster. Listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Well, dear Abby, I never thought me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were sitting in the backseat just shooting the breeze, with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Sign, just married. Well, just married. You have no complaints. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Sign, dear Abby. Yeah. Was that not a request?
Yeah, that was Melissa wanted that. So we have Ontario, Chicago, New Jersey, Ohio.
Ontario, Chicago, New Jersey, Ohio. Man, we got people from everywhere. It's awesome. I hope everyone's doing well, keeping your social distancing. I'm about 6 feet from the camera, so you're okay. You shouldn't get any computer viruses from this. Let's see. Adela requested Hello in there. I had another song, another John Prine that I wanted to do, and thinking of Hello in there kind of erased it from my brain. One thing at a time. All the snow has turned to water. We have Sarasota here too, my hometown. All the snow has turned to water. Christmas days are come and gone. Oh, I hardly ever use a capo. I don't know why that is. It does change the tuning a bit, so you have to kind of get it settled in. All the snow has turned to water. Christmas days are come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors are all that's left to linger on. Well, I hate graveyards and old pawn shops, for they always bring me tears. Can't forgive the way they've robbed me of my childhood souvenirs. Memories that can't be bought and can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they've slipped away from me. Broken lights and dirty windows make life difficult to see. And that's why last night and this morning always look the same to me. And I hate reading old love letters because they always bring me tears. I can't forgive the way they've robbed me of my sweetheart's souvenirs. Memories that can't be bought and can't be won at carnivals for free. It took me years, ought to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they've slipped away from me. Memories that can't be bought, they can't be won at carnivals for free. It took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they've slipped away from me. Souvenirs, John Prine. Back to requests? That was my request, that one. Oh, okay. One more John Prine song. Thank you, John Prine, for all the great music, all the great songs, all the inspiration. Had an apartment in the city. Me and Loretta liked living there. And it'd been years since the kids had grown a life of their own. They left us alone. John and Linda live in Omaha. Joy is somewhere on the road. We lost Davy in the old Vietnam War. Still don't know what for. Don't matter anymore. You know that old trees just grow stronger, and old rivers, they grow wilder every day. But old people just grow lonesome, waiting for someone to say hello in there. Hello. Me and Loretta, we don't talk much more. She sits and stares out the back porch screen, and all the news just repeats itself like some forgotten dream we both seen. Someday I'll go and call up old Rudy. We worked together at the factory. What'll I say when he asks what's new? Nothing, what's with you? Nothing much to do. And old trees, they just grow stronger. Old rivers, they grow wilder every day. But old people just grow lonesome, waiting for someone to say hello in there. Hello. So if you're walking down the street sometimes, you spot some hollow, ancient eyes, hey, don't just pass them right by and stare as if you didn't care. Say hello in there. Hello. Woo. So that song, that's one of the ones that got me writing songs back, I think that was 1971. I was 3 at the time. but I was precocious.
Can you send a key?
Yes, I could. Is that your request or is...
That's my request for Jeff. Hey,
Ah. Is he listening in?
no, I just thought there was this for our friend that came, Jeff especially.
So this is for my Cayman friends, and especially my Australian Cayman friend, Jeff Cahill. Kyle, as he would say. He had a beautiful boat called the Hosanna that was the first big boat I ever sailed on, a big catch. And we ran into a little trouble back in the days before you had weather reports on your phone, back before there were cell phones. Oh, I'm so old. And I told him that I would write a song about that day, and it took me 12 years to get to finishing it, and I finally did. This one holds the record for the one that I tried writing the longest. It's called Sandy Key. What's that? Well, sort of. I gave Adele was asking if I had told the story of how it happened. I gave an abbreviated story. We had the Hosanna around on 7 Mile Beach from the North Sound, and a big storm came in, and it was unforeseen, weird time of year for it. And our foresail was stuck up. And on a big boat, that's a lot of force. And it was stuck because the forestay, the thing that holds up the sail, the big wire, was coming undone, unstranding, popping. You could hear it go. There's like 16 strands in one of those cables. And it was nerve-wracking because if that cable had broken, the sail would come down and the suspension of the mast would have been thrown off and the mast would have come down, and it, potentially could have sunk the boat. But we managed to get through it, and it was exciting. Not in a good way either. But one thing I have taken with me from that experience, thank you, Jeff Cahill, is that every time there's chaos going around on me where you need to think quickly, it's think quickly but move slowly. He told me, slow down or you're going overboard. And I have never forgotten that. Storm blew in from Jamaica way. Clouds so black it looked night all day. Waves were breaking big on the northwest side. Nearly 20 feet when it hit high tide. All the boats went south when the weather first came. We were running downwind under double reef main. The sea was jumping like a bucking horse. Took me all I had just to keep her on course. And if we make it to the lee of Sandy Key, then we can ride it out, just you wait and see. Headed for the iron shore and mercy me. Boat on the bottom of an angry sea. Another boat on the bottom of an angry sea. There was lightning in the air and ice in my veins. There was a terrible roar when we lost the main. Sounded like a cannon and I'll never forget. Thinking to myself, it's gonna get worse yet. I put her nose to the wind, tried to pull down the rags, and I fumbled with the storm sail still in the bag. Headed for the reef when it occurred to me, man, there's a lie in the name of Sandy Key. And if we make it to the lee of Sandy Key, then we can ride it out, just you wait and see. But we're headed for the iron shore and mercy me. Another boat on the rocks at Sandy Key. And there's a lie in the name of Sandy Key. Haul the storm sail up the track, steady as you go. If you try to move too fast, you're headed overboard. Hosanna, Hosanna, keep us off that rocky shore. Find the lee of Sandy Key, we won't push you anymore. to the wind, tried to pull down the rags. Man, I fumbled with the storm sail still in the bag. Headed for the reef when it occurred to me, there's a lie in the name of Sandy Key. And if we make it to the lee of Sandy Key, then we can ride it out, just you wait and see. Headed for the iron shore and mercy me, another boat on the bottom of an angry sea. And there's a lie in the name of Sandy Key, a lie in the name of Sandy Key, another dream on the bottom of an angry sea. Oh, yeah. We have one of the dogs is screaming at the back door, "Let me out. I want to come out. Chase lizards." Okay, something from the Big 100. Well, we could do the Big 100 song. And what the Big 100 was Captain Phil and Nicola were celebrating their 10th anniversary. How did this work out?
Their birthdays and their anniversary.
Yeah, how did that? I'm forgetting now all of a sudden.
Good things in their life.
Oh, Phil turned 50, Nicola turned 40, and they'd been married 10 years. Add it all together, it was a 100-year party. And friends, I'm here to tell you, it was a 100-year party. We had people from all over the place join us, staying on sailboats. 50 people flew down from the States. We had beach parties, we had boat parties, we had a special catered 5-star surf and turf dinner in a place called the Tobago Keys. Look that up, Tobago Keys. It is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And I wrote this song about the Big Bequia Bacchanal. We were headquartered on the island of Bequia, which a lot of people tell me is their favorite island, one of my favorite islands too. Admiralty Bay in Bequia. And this is a little song called Bequia Suite. And this is for Charlotte in Scotland. Charlotte, I miss you, babe. That would be Nicola's mom. Just have to find the right key here. We did this one on Tuesday night. John Patty had never heard this one. If ever you go down to the Caribbean, there's a lovely little place you ought to see. No, it's not St. Bart's. No, it's not Mustique, but the sweetest little island called Bequia. Well, Bequia is a place of white sand beaches, lovely green palm trees and mangroves too. When you hear the ching-ching bird, don't be surprised at what you've heard, because Bequia sweet is what he'll sing for you. Oh, Bequia's nice, Bequia's sweet. Take off your shoes and wet your feet. Come to play, come to stay. Sit under the island palm tree, drink rum all day. Well, Bequia is a place for all the sailors, a place where all the cruisers like to go. If they're not drinking rum at the Frangipani, they're probably eating a roti down at the old porthole. Now it's time for all of us to party, time for us to jump and whine and sing. You'll be met with a smiling face as you travel around the place. Bequia is the place, the thing they'll sing for you. Oh, Bequia's nice, Bequia's sweet. Take off your shoes and wet your feet. Come to play, come to stay. Sit under the almond tree and drink rum all day. I remember dancing with Nicola's mom, Miss Charlotte. Well, now it's time for all of us to party. Time for us to jump and whine and sing. There, travel around the place. There goes Nicola in she thong. She's a sexy thing. Woo! Everybody loves that little island. And I'm making up the words here as I go. I haven't done this one so long. I'm writing a brand new song. But Beckwith sweet is what you'll hear from me. Your Beckwith's nice, Beckwith sweet. Take off your shoes and wet your feet. Come to play, come to stay. Sit under the almond tree, drink rum all day. Oh, Beckwith's nice, Beckwith's sweet. Take off your shoes to cool your feet. Come to play, come to stay. Sit under the almond tree, drink rum all day. Sit under the almond tree, drink rum all day. Nicola's looking out her window and she can see Beckwith 20 miles from Kanawha. That's just sickening. I can sit here and I can see my neighbor's house.
Okay. So, Mindy, Janelle, and Sandy want to hear Cabana Boy.
Ooh, Mindy, Janelle, and Sandy. I know those girls. Well, listen, girls. When this whole quarantine thing is over and you find yourself down on Siesta Key and you want somebody to hang out with you, wait on you hand and foot, call Barefoot Man. That's not true. You know, this song came to me in Key West, Florida. I had never heard the term Cabana Boy before. And a friend used it in describing someone she was going to have come down to meet her in Key West. And I thought, there's a song. So here we go. You're going away just to lie in the sun. But all alone, that won't be much fun. I've got an idea that I think could fly. And if you agree, oh, let's give it a try. You could relax and be the queen for a week. It just might work out with a few small tweaks. But don't you take too long to think it over. I want to be your cabana boy. I want to be your cabana boy. Make you cool drinks, rub on your suntan oil. I'll fetch your bathrobe with the star upon it. You need a massage, ooh, I'll get right on it. I'll do the work and you can just enjoy. I wanna be your cabana boy. I packed my suitcase with a few small things. I brought my toothbrush and some spare guitar strings. I've got my thongs and my tropical attire. A fan to cool you should you start to perspire. I'll make umbrella drinks in cocoa nuts. I'll chase the bugs out of our tiki hut. When you get home you're gonna feel crazy, but I want to be your cabana boy. I want to be your cabana boy. Be your man Friday and your favorite toy. I'll be the one who paints your toenails red, combs out your hair before you go to bed. For breakfast I'll bring you fresh fruit and chocolate. I wanna be your cabana boy. Lucy, I'm home. I brought my beach towel and a lounging chair, and I brought sunglasses should you need a pair. I'll keep the pools, sharks, and the wolves away. Fins to the left, they won't disturb you on your holiday. It's been my dream to make your dream come true. There's not a thing I wouldn't do for you. When you get home, you're gonna feel like new. I want to be your cabana boy. Oh, I want to be your cabana boy. I'll serenade you and you'll know such joy. Carry those bags when you go out shopping. Once I get started, there will be no stopping. You need to know that I love you so. I want to be your cabana boy. I want to be your cabana boy. I want to be your cabana champagne boy. Oh my gosh.
Virtue just joined. She's in the UK.
Well, hello, Debbie Virtue. Nice to see you. Here's a song you might be able to relate to from down Island Way. We were in Tobago one year, probably about 10 years ago now. And we gotten off of the Splendid Adventurer, and we were going to take a bus into the town, the capital city of Scarborough, and we were lucky enough to get the surliest bus driver in the entire Caribbean. And he was so surly, he was yelling at us to hurry up and get on the bus because we were wasting gas. We're wasting gas, hurry up. And then somebody about a block away was saying, hey, wait for us. And he got so upset, he just turned the engine off and waited for them, just frowning and frumpy. And that was a big mistake. Here we go. It's called Get on the Bus. One fine Saturday morning, I was going to see my sweetie. My car was in the car shop. It's too far for walking. I'm standing on the corner. That bus will soon be coming. Bus driver, he's not friendly, but of course he wants my money. He scowled at me plenty. He growled at me so funny. He said, get on the bus. He said, get on the bus. Get on the bus. Come along. Hurry up now. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. Let's go, get on the bus. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. Some people down the street there were waving to that driver. They cry, wait for us a minute. Soon we all will be there. Bus driver, he gets angry, shutting off the engine. Waiting for those people, cause of course he wants their money. He's steaming from the collar as he's waiting for their dollars. He says, get on the bus. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. He said, get on the bus. Get on the bus. Hurry up, hurry up. Get on the bus. Come along, wasting gas. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. But he goes to start the engine, and what do you think happened? Nothing, 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 nothing. Without hesitation, he said, everybody out. Everybody out. Everybody out. Everybody out. We're gonna push start the bus. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. Here we go. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. Here we go. Push start the bus. Engine started rumbling. Bus driver stopped his grumbling. He said, everybody back in. And soon that bus was moving. Bus driver, he starts grinning. He even starts to laughing. He's thanking all those people for getting his bus running. Soon everybody's laughing and everybody's chanting. They say, push start the bus. 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 Come along now. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. Push start the bus. It's a great conga line song. Adela had a one-woman conga line going back there. Yeah, let's do a couple more songs. I'm just getting warmed up. Yeah, I can try that. We had requests for As If. When we lived in Grand Cayman, I bought a derelict 18-foot little sloop and rebuilt it from the bottom up and sailed that boat all over around Grand Cayman and all over North Sound for 8 years or so. And shortly before we moved, I had to sell it. And as I was seeing it sailed away, I was brokenhearted, but then that little voice inside of my head said, as if that's the only boat. Sailed my little boat for 7 years, across the Caribbean Sea. She was derelict when we first met. I saw the possibilities from top to bottom, stem to stern. You know, I fixed her up, replaced each fitting lovingly. On the day I saw her being sailed away, that's when it first occurred to me, as if that were the only boat, as if, and there wouldn't be another, as if that were the only boat, as if there couldn't be another, as if when I found that wonderful guitar, it fit my hands like it was made for me. I played like I had never played, the notes they came so easily. Fit my hands, my fingers seemed to dance across the strings. So many melodies they came. That guitar helped me write some very pretty songs. Could have been my key to fame. But disaster struck on a late night flight from out on the West Coast. I found out there at the baggage claim. The case was trashed, the guitar smashed and broken. No, it never was the same, as if that were the only guitar, as if there couldn't be another, as if that were the only guitar, and there wouldn't be another, as if when I met that girl, my heart grew wings, fluttered like some little bird. She didn't even have to do a thing. She didn't have to say a word. Ah, but when she spoke, the heavens broke and I heard an angel's voice. I was lost inside that sound. My spirit soared until the day she walked away. Then I crashed into the ground. That's when I heard that little voice echo in my head, laughing at me through my confusion. Told me if I thought she was the only one, that was just a lover's grand illusion. As if she were the only girl in the world, as if there couldn't be another, as if she were the only girl in the world, as if there wouldn't be another, as if Yeah. Yeah, this is for art in Pittsburgh where it's 20 degrees and snowing. And I'm watching the lizards jumping around. We have a lot of lizards out today, and which is kind of remarkable because our little tiny dog, Samson, he's like a voracious lizard hunter, and he's never caught one yet that we're aware of. But man, he loves doing it, loves chasing them. So this is just a gentle reminder that it is still summer somewhere. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember what to press?
Yeah.
When we get done?
And then just say thanks again for all the support.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the support and all the good wishes, and the tips too are really helping. So thank you for that. And we'll see you next Tuesday night, right here with my pal John Patty on the steel drums, doing the whole big show thing. And then back here again on Friday, bright and early at the crack of 2 o'clock Eastern. It's the last scene. Click on the little icon there. It will get warmer, Art, I promise. The sun will come out in Scotland. I've seen it myself. I feel the weight of the cold gray sky, the snow that still needs to be plowed. I know we're trapped, but I just got to believe we can make it out somehow. I've got vacation days that are going to waste, our suitcases open on the bed. So honey, grab your flip-flops, your snorkel and mask, because I've got a plan in my head. It's still summer somewhere, and there's a beach calling out to me. Still summer somewhere, and that's the place where we need to be. Let's jump on the computer and book us a flight. We could catch a red eye in the middle of the night. When we wake up in the morning, the world will be right when we're there, where it's still summer somewhere. It's still summer somewhere. And I've got a notion we've been frozen too long, wearing just too many clothes. I need to be where we can soak up the sun, get some sand between our toes. There's just too much frustration in this refrigeration. I need something I can smile about. Let's book a vacation to some Caribbean nation. We'll stay there till the world thaws out. It's still summer somewhere, where the afternoons last forever. It's still summer somewhere, for just the two of us together. Jump on the computer and book us a flight. We could catch a red eye in the middle of the night. When we wake up in the morning, Lord, the world will be right when we're there, where it's still summer somewhere. Still summer somewhere. Oh, but we could still have Christmas and New Year's Eve. Cold toes and old snow, that's not for me. I'm thinking rum in Barbados, that sounds like fun. Lying on the beach in the afternoon sun. It's still summer somewhere. Yes, but we can still have Christmas and New Year's Eve. Cold toes and old snow is not for me. Maybe tequila in Mexico, late night fun, lying on the playa, soaking up the sun, where it's still summer somewhere. It's still summer somewhere. Oh, it's still summer somewhere. Thank you guys so much. Be safe. We'll see you next time. It's still summer somewhere. Ciao.